Hello, folks. Live with Les here on this last Monday in 2021. Wow. What about that? Last Monday. The last Monday. That was a cathedral song, was it? No, that was the last Sunday. I'm sorry. I hope you're doing well and everything's going just swell on your end. We are going to, I've been trying to work with my buddy Paul Belcher, trying to get some video and some audio going there for him because he's going to be on with us. But we're having I'm seeing him, but I'm not hearing him. So we may just have him stay on the video, and I may call the number he told me to call, and we'll just do the phone and the video at the same time. We'll just see. But we've got some things we got to do first before we go to my buddy Paul Belcher. We're going to talk about Southern Gospel, the future of Southern Gospel music, an event that he has coming up. And then we're going to talk about it kind of globally as well. And we're going to play some music as well, featuring the 3 artists that's on his event and 1 or 2 other things as well. So it's going to be a great show tonight. And I'm glad that you're here with us. You see over there behind me there, don't you? You see that little sign says coming January 3rd, 7 p.m. CST. That is a week from tonight. We go live with Real Southern Gospel Radio, and we're going to try to actually go live and do it on YouTube and a Facebook Live all at the same time. So with me here, I'll be with you, and we're going to launch the studio or launch the station all at the same time. Now, that could be challenging. We'll see about that. We're going to try to work on it between now and then, but it's going to be something. Oh, man. Isaac and I have been working on it all day today. As a matter of fact, he has an 8 o'clock Central Time phone call with a radio person guy, technical guy that we're working with on the stations and doing a bunch of stuff there. So we're really around the clock with this thing right now. And we've been testing some things, and man, today's test went really well. Sounded great. Some cool things. It's going to be wonderful for fans of real Southern Gospel music, which is an alternative to the great music that's called today's Southern Gospel music. Just a more a traditional bent to what you're going to hear musically from the artists still doing that today. And there's still a lot of artists producing great, real Southern Gospel music today. And we're going to mix in some classic things. It's going to be something, I think. Well, let's see what all I need to tell you here. Let's do this. Let's bring you a YouTube update. By the end of tonight, to stay on pace to be 1,000 by the end of the year, which, by the way, is Friday. The end of the year isn't like 11 months or 9 months from now. The end of the year is Friday. In other words, we're right here upon it right now. And to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of Friday, we need to be at 970 by the end of tonight. And we are currently at 963, meaning we've got to have 7 of you to subscribe tonight. So if you're listening and you haven't subscribed to the Real YouTube channel on youtube.com, do it right now. Go to youtube.com, type in Real Southern Gospel, and hit subscribe. And then whenever you do that, hit the little bell if you want to be prompted on what we're going to be doing. And when we go live, you'll see what we're doing, and you can jump on and be on live with us, okay? Okay, so there you go. Now, here's the deal. If you have already subscribed, here's what I need you to do. I need you to get a hold of a friend or a loved one right now that you know that loves real Southern Gospel music and will love this Real Southern Gospel radio station, and tell them to subscribe right now. And you need to text them or call them right now as I'm talking, literally. And that'll help us to get to the 970 mark that we need to be at by the end of tonight to keep pace to get to 1,000 by the end of Friday. So tell them to go to youtube.com, type in Real Southern Gospel, and subscribe. Okay? Real quick, let me see if there's anybody that I'm seeing here that's on with us now that maybe hasn't done that. Guy Long, Reverend Guy is watching. Guy Long, have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? the Real Southern Gospel YouTube channel? Have you done that, Guy? If not, would you do it right now, literally while I'm speaking, so we can inch ever so more closer to that 970 mark that we need to be at by the end of tonight? Please do that. On the Facebook Live with Les page, if you haven't followed that, please do that. We want it to be at 2,000. We are almost at 2,100. We're at 2,076, so we have exceeded what we wanted to do there by the end of the year. So what I'd like to do is to be there at 2,100 by the end of tonight. So Facebook.com, type in Live with Les Butler, and then just hit the follow button there on that page, okay? Then you're following, and that'll put us at 2,100 by the end of tonight. Everyone that's watching now, if you would do that, I would greatly appreciate that, okay? What else we have? Go to the store. Go to the store. You need to get this. You need to get a real Southern Gospel mug. Check out that certified. It's certified real. This isn't just some fake Southern Gospel mug. This is a real one. It even says it's certified right there. On the other side, you got your old chubby cheek friend Les right there, Live with Les. It's a great mug. Go check it out there at the store. Go to realsoutherngospel.com and click on the store, and you'll find that there. Now, here's something else you're going to find when you get there. You're going to find this right here. You're going to find the coolest T-shirt for a real Southern Gospel music fan that exists in the world. And I want you to look at this, what it says. It says, make real Southern Gospel great again. Make real Southern Gospel great again. You might have heard a similar saying throughout the last few years from somebody. Make real Southern Gospel great again. And then on the flip side, we have the certified real Southern Gospel certification there, meaning that this T-shirt is certified. It's for real Southern Gospel music fans. That's what that means. Okay, one more thing. Now, do this only if you're going to do this. Don't do this if you're not going to do it. And we say, what do you mean do this only if you're going to do it? Don't do it if you're not going to do it. This card right here, this is a real Southern Gospel card. If you love and want to support and keep real Southern Gospel music around for years to come, the classic sounds of the Goodmans, the Cathedral Quartet, I could go on, and the traditional real sounds of today from folks like Greater Vision, for example, Kingdom Heirs, Mark Trammell Quartet, real Southern Gospel music being produced today. The Williamsons, we're going to talk to Donnie Williamson in a little bit. That's real Southern Gospel music. There's a bunch of it still being produced today. And if you want to see that for years to come, help and support us, I've got some of these cards. On the flip side, the Board of Advisors. Look at there. There's Paul Belcher on the Board of Advisors on that card. Sure enough, he's not the best looking guy, but he's a great promoter. And And we're going to talk to him here just a little bit. We've got Donnie Williamson, John Smith, great preacher, pastor friend of mine. Don Reed, country music and gospel music Hall of Famer of the Statler Brothers. Jim Cumby, former owner of the Solid Gospel Radio Network, ran the Singing News for years. Eddie Crook, everybody knows Eddie Crook. There's that board of advisors right there. You got Chris Champion's going to be one of the DJs. Brian Lester, he's too busy, couldn't do it, but that's okay. Chris and I are going to DJ, and we're going to get another one or two here before it's over with, and it's going to be fantastic. You're going to love it. I've got these cards. If you would pass them out at your church, or if you're an artist as you're on the road, if you will email me, Les, L-E-S, at butlermusicgroup.com, I will mail you some of those. Here's the deal. Don't email me if you're not going to really pass these things out, because this costs me money. They don't give these away for free, and shipping is not free. Have you shipped anything these days? Don't make me lose money, making these things up and mailing them to you, and then you do nothing with them. But if you will help me, I'll be glad to send you some. If you will pass them out, email them to Les at butlermusicgroup.com. Give me your address, and I'll send you some. All right. Let's see who's on here with us before we go to Paul Belcher. Hello, Megan. Hello, Guy. Hello, Aunt Sue. Hope you're doing well. Hope your knees are feeling better, Aunt Sue. Hello, Nathan Morris. God bless you, Nathan. Hey, man, I got my album. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on in the program. Thank you so much. Man, what a blessing that was. Scott Edwards, Voice of Truth Quartet. Salute to you, sir. God bless you. Jackie Holcomb. Hey, hey. Heather, good evening there to you all the way up into Canada, eh? She listens to us from Canada. Andrew Burnett. Hey, Les, you're featuring one of my favorite groups, the Lore Family. Well, all right. I'm hosting them at my church February 26, 2022. We'll get to it, Andrew. Megan Edgeworth, good to see you. Patty Graham from Ohio, good to see you. I don't know who this is. I don't know what that is. Oh, Newcastle. Somebody. Les, most of your family in Newcastle is certifiable. I know that for a fact. I'm related to everybody in Newcastle, Indiana, and they are all certifiable. Most of them are certified real Southern Gospel fans, and the others are just certifiably nuts. And I'm related to all of them. And tell them all I said hello. Hello, Vic Graves. Good evening. God bless you. God bless you there, Brother Vic. Andrew Burnett, if you will mail me some of those cards. Okay, Andrew, email me your address and I'll do it. Thank you for that. Greta Harrison, I met you for the first time at the Solid Gospel Station when I sang with the Gibsons. Greta, how many years ago was that? About 15 to 20 years ago? Wow. Hello, Minnesota Chad. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Chad Jones, great DJ from Minnesota. Well, okay, so I'm going to see if I'm going to try to bring Paul on right now. And if we have audio, that's great. If we don't, we're going to keep the video up and I'm going to call him. So I'm going to pop the video on. There's Paul. Paul, talk to me. If I've got audio, that's great. Paul is gone. He was gone as quick as he got there. Paul, I think you hit the wrong button, my friend. Tell you what we'll do. Oh, he's coming back on. Let's see. Let's try it again. Paul, promoter extraordinaire. There he is. Let's try it again. Are you there, Paul?
There you are. I'm here.
And I hear you.
Hear me?
You're pinging and ponging around, but I kind of.
There's my chubby cheek buddy. My chubby cheek buddy Les.
Chubby cheek buddy Les. That's me. How are you? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you, sir. It's good to see you.
Paul, we're going to talk about your big shindig that you've got coming up, and you call it the Future of Southern Gospel Music Concert. Is that right? Am I hearing that right? Oh, good. You got a card. Way to go.
Yes. That's what it is right there. Real Southern Gospel. Okay. Real Southern Gospel.
Yeah. All right. So talk to me about who you've got coming there, and why did you do this thing that you're calling the Future of Southern Gospel Music?
Well, let me tell you a quick story. Back in the 80s, Les, there was 4 groups that I seen something in, and I took them under my wings, and I put them on 10 dates in 10 different cities. Because I seen something in them. I see they were the future of gospel music. Now, you may have heard of the groups before, but the 4 groups that I tried to help the most back in the 80s and the 90s was Gold City, the Perrys, the McCameys, and the Singing Americans. So I have been watching 3 groups right now that I think can go toe-to-toe with any gospel group in the business right now.
Okay.
The Williamsons, the Lore Family, and the Coffmans.
Okay.
All 3 of those groups are the future of gospel music. I believe that they are right at the verge right now of busting loose. And I called all 3 of them, and I asked them, I said, I don't know what we can do, but I want to put you all 3 on the same stage the same night in my part of the country, and let's see what we can do to promote your groups. And all 3 of them agreed. They're coming in February the 19th to Maryville, Tennessee at the Springview Baptist Church. And it's a love offering. There will be no tickets required. But I have just seen something in all 3 of those groups that I believe in the next year or 2, they will be what you would call a household name. The Coffmans, the Williamsons, and the Lore Family. And I hope that we have had enough trust with people that they know that we only bring in the best groups there is. And this is 3 of them. So we're going to do it. We're going to try it.
That's a fact on that. Paul is one of the top promoters, not only in Southern gospel music today, but he's been one of the top promoters for decades. How many years is this now for you, Paul?
Next year will be our 50th year. 2022 will be our 50th year.
So that's
1972.
That's a long time, Paul, and you did it with excellence the whole time, man. Matter of fact, just because of the quality of what you've done added to the number of years that you've done it, I think you could be argued as the greatest promoter in the history of Southern gospel music. That's my 2 cents.
Oh, I don't know. Well, thank you, but that's very humbling. But there was some that paved the way for me, and we go back to the same time that Lloyd Orrell and W.B. Nallen and J.G. Whitfield and Preacher Mull all promoted.
Yeah.
One promoter that I never got to meet or talk with was Wally Fowler, and I had wished that I had known him back in the days too, because he was one that he made some great concerts too. But those four that I mentioned, Orrell, Whitfield, Nallen, and Mull, were the top four back in the 50s and he's with them. And I'd say we're the only one out there that's promoted the same era as them right now.
Yeah.
You know, so we go back to the 70s.
Yeah.
But thank you for the compliment.
You'd be on my Mount Rushmore of promoters.
Oh, listen to you.
You'd be one of the up on the Mount Rushmore of promoters for me.
Thank you for that compliment. But
which is why I'm so humble.
You do quite a bit for yourself.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Paul.
You're doing some great work yourself right now. You're doing some great work yourself right now. And this real Southern gospel, man, it's going to fly off here in a little while. You just watch and see.
I hope so.
And you're the man.
I hope it does. Hope it does.
You are.
Thank you.
You are.
Well, and 50 years as a promoter, and again, all of your events are you don't do, and there's nothing wrong with people who promote local artists and amateurs coming up and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But you've got a 50-year history of promoting the top of the top of the top, the best of the best and the best. And so the fact that you agreed to be on my board of advisors along with the other board members who are stellar members, I mean, my word. But still, it humbles me. And again, I want to say thank you for that, and God bless you for putting your name in there with me.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. And just to be even considered on the advisory board was an honor for me. When we sat down and talked about it, I had no idea what we were going to do, but anything we can do, we're going to do our best to help you along with this, Les. We're going to keep promoting that Southern gospel groups. That's the only way we're going to make this survive. And I'm excited about it. I really am. I think you're going to do a great thing with it, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, rather, I should say, the future of Southern gospel music, which is what you've named this event. It certainly, it certainly tilts itself a little onto the conservative side, on the real Southern gospel side. But you do have representation from everything.
Yes.
The Coffmans, they do today's Southern gospel and some of the traditional stuff. So they bring everything to the table.
Yes.
And the Lohr family and the Williamsons would be certainly more on the traditional side, so this future of Southern gospel music event, I think, is accurately named because the future of Southern gospel music obviously is going to include today's Southern gospel music, maybe some of the edgier stuff, but where my heart is I want to be sure that also moving forward in the future, it contains the traditional stuff still, because I'm nervous that we're going to be losing that. But with this event that you have created, it is going to, in fact, be what I believe the future of Southern gospel music will be, which is the today's stuff. And let's not forget the real traditional stuff.
Yeah, you can't forget the Happy Goodmans and the Blackwoods, the Statesmen, the Cathedrals, the Florida Boys.
Yeah.
We can't forget them, because that's real Southern gospel.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a mixture, so we have to remember them too,
Yeah. And this event's going to have, as you say, the mixture. And so, okay, so give all that information one more time to the folks. So if, as a matter of fact, your website and phone number, if they want to come to this event.
Okay. It's going to be at the Springview Baptist Church in Maryville, Tennessee. It's right there on Highway 411. And it's very easy. It's right on the main drag there. So in Maryville, Springview Baptist Church, beautiful church. It'll seat probably 500 or so, maybe a little bit more. Pastor Ben Ward is the pastor there. He's allowing us to do this. We had our Thanksgiving Eve service there with the inspirations, and it was a full house. But we are bringing in the Coffmans from Danville, Kentucky, the Lower family.
We're missing our promoter. Obviously, his signal was a bit weak. That's why you've heard him bouncing back and forth and whatnot. Let me see what I can do here. It looks like he's trying to get back on. But jot it down. February 19th, Maryville, Tennessee. Let me bring it back on. There you are. Are you there, Paul?
Here we
okay.
Are. Yeah, we're back in the mountains.
Yes.
It's a little tough sometimes. We don't get the Grand Ole Opry till Monday nights. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Coffmans, the Lohr family from Ohio, and Donnie Williamson and the Williamsons from out in Oklahoma. And these are three groups that I am banking on right now.
Yeah.
And I am trusting that our friends out there will come and be with us, because I want them to see these three groups and hear them. And when they leave that night, they're going to say, where were these groups and where have they been? And they're going to be one of their favorites from here on out. And it's February the 19th at 6:00. No tickets required. It's a love offering. The Lohr family, the Coffmans, and the Williamsons at Springview Baptist Church in Maryville, Tennessee. You can get on my webpage, paulbelcherconcerts.com, and we'll have it all listed there. Phone number, everything's there. But come be with us. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night.
And I know all three of those groups, and they're all my friends, and I love them all dearly. And the thing about these three groups too is they're not afraid to walk into a church and have church.
Well, we're expecting that.
Yeah.
And I've always said, if you don't worship at one of our concerts, it's just entertainment to you then.
Yeah.
But if you come and worship, you're going to have a good time too. You're going to be a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. It's going to be a great night. And thank you for using one of my artists, the Williamsons. And again, all three of them, boy, high quality artists. And you wouldn't do it if those three groups weren't real high quality, real legitimate artists. Paul Belcher wouldn't be doing this. So, we just left him again. So that's all right, Paul. Thank you for doing it. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to feature some music from all three of those artists coming up right now. Let me see. He's trying to get back on again. Are you back here? Are you back on, Paul?
But one thing about the Williamsons, what I like about the Williamsons, they've got a bass singer that can sing. They got a bass singer.
Oh, do they ever, brother? Do they ever?
They've got a good one.
Yeah, Darren Abear is on albums that I've produced for them. He's hit double O Fs, which is, it'll make your gizzard twitch.
Yeah, there's not many mixed groups out there that got a bass singer like they do.
Yeah, so true. Well, thanks, brother. I'm going to remind people to go to paulbelcherconcerts.com. Is that the website?
That's correct. That's correct.
And his phone number will be on there and all that information. Plus, you've got all the information about all of your other big events that's happening in 2022, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and mention them real quick.
And don't forget
this music. Yep.
Well, very, very quickly, in case we get lost.
Yep.
March 5th.
We got lost. Okay, so here's what to do. Go to paulbelcherconcerts.com and you will be able to see all of his concerts that he has. And I mean, it's a big deal. He has an incredible year lined up, and I want you to go check him out at paulbelcherconcerts.com. Now, I'm going to play one of the groups that he's going to have featured on this particular concert on February 19th in Maryville, Tennessee, that he was talking about. And I'm going to play, it's one of their older songs, but I can't help it. Every time, if I'm going to go hear the Coffmans, if I'm going to go see the Coffmans, they're going to do this song, or I'm going to shoot out their tires and they can't leave the parking lot until they sing it. See what I'm saying? I'm going to hear Mama Coffman. I'm going to hear Tamara Coffman sing this song right here, and she's going to sing it for you right now. It's called This Blood. Shoo-wee. This song is something else. Have church with the Coffmans here on Live with Les.
There is a blood that cost a life, that paid my way, death its price. When it flowed down from the cross, my sins were gone, my sins forgot. There is a grave that tried to hide this precious blood that gave me life. But in 3 days he breathed again and rose to stand in my defense. So I come to tell you he's alive, yes, to tell you that he dries every tear that falls. So I come to tell you that he saves, to shout and to proclaim that he's coming back for you. There is a blood that sights the blind, that heals the sick, the lonely finds. It has the power to free the bound as chains they fall upon the ground. So pour it out and cleanse my soul, and let his liquid glory flow, because it lives to make me whole. I owe my life, I owe it all. So I come to tell you he's alive, to tell you that he dries every tear that falls. So I come to tell you that he saves, to shout and to proclaim that he's coming back for you.
Yes.
What can wash
Sing along.
away my sin? What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. There is a grave that tried to hide this precious blood that gave me life.
Yes.
But in 3 days, he breathed again and rose to stand in my defense. So I come to tell you he's alive, to tell you that he dries every tear that falls. So I come to tell you that he saves, to shout and to proclaim that he's coming back for you. Yes, I come to tell you that he saves, to shout and to proclaim that he's coming back for you. This life, this price, this love.
Wow. See what I mean? They're going to sing that song if I'm around or I'm cutting their tires. They can't leave, is what I'm trying to say. The Coffmans, This Blood, and they are going to be part of the big shindig and barn dance that my buddy Paul Belcher is promoting, called The Future of Southern Gospel Music, and it's in Maryville, Tennessee, February 19th. Go to paulbelcherconcerts.com for more information, and I'm going to get a Lore family song ready, and then I'm going to bring in a friend of mine, and we're going to talk a while, and I'm going to play music from his family. But first, let me take a look and see what we've got here from you all. Let me see what you're saying. Greta Harrison said, oh, that's a good one right there. She wanted to hear This Blood by the Coffmans. So there you go. Andrew's loving it. Mike Smith, good to see you, sir. Andrew Burnett, well, glory, hallelujah. We got church going on now. We like it like that. Fama Jackson, don't forget to share this on Facebook and spread the word. Thank you for saying that, Fama. And hopefully folks will do that. Please hit, matter of fact, do it right now. Hit share. Hit share. Go ahead. I'm going to wait till you do it. Okay, there you go. Andrew's having church still. Vic Graves, God's blood made my sin whiter than snow. It's an amazing thing to me. It's an amazing thing to me how his red blood covers my black sin and makes me whiter than snow. But all I know is that it happened. Glory. Patty Graham, glory, Fama. We're all having church mega. Yes, yes. Nathan, nothing but the blood. Amen. Washes whiter than snow, the blood of Jesus. That's right, Mike. Amber, such a beautiful song. Here's Gary Hawley. Now, Gary said, I had the Coffmans and the Lore family at my church. Okay, well done. I applaud that, Gary. Way to go. They are outstanding. Have not had the privilege yet to have the Williamsons with us. Thank you, Les Butler and Paul Belcher, for all you do in promoting Southern gospel music. Well, thank you, Gary. And I tell you what, I want to talk to Donnie Williamson here just a little bit. I'm going to play a song or two by them. And so, Gary, you're going to see that you need to have the Williamsons at your church as a real deal. So just go ahead and let's just make it happen tonight. What do you say? But first, I'm going to play the Lore family. I'm going to play, this is a Christmas song, but I'm telling you, I've heard it. And as far as I'm concerned, you can sing this song 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. It's good. It's from the Lore family. It's called His Name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. There he is. I need a producer to help me. I can't do it all at the same time. The Lore family, they're going to be a part of this big shindig. I'll tell you more about it in just a moment.
One starry night in Bethlehem, Mary held the newborn king, while Joseph stood beside her The heavens danced rejoicing. The wise men sought the treasure as they journeyed across the land. The shepherds heard the angels and left to find the Lamb. His name is Jesus, God's only Son, the chosen one who was born to save us. His name is Jesus, Emmanuel, who came to dwell, share his love and free us.
Yes, he did.
Cause no other name could ever do what he does. His name is Jesus.
This sounds like real Southern gospel to me.
He's the gift that keeps on giving and the light that never fades. He's the hope that keeps on reaching with a love that's never changed. He's the wonderful counselor, the everlasting King. And in the middle of your chaos, he is the Prince of Peace. His name is Jesus, God's only Son, the chosen one who was born to save us. His name is Jesus, Emmanuel, who came to dwell, share his love and free us.
Go ahead, take off, Andrew.
Because no other name could ever do what he does. His name is Jesus.
Amen.
His name is Jesus, God's only Son, the chosen one who was born to save us. His name is Jesus, Emmanuel, who came to dwell, share his love and free us. 'Cause no other name could ever do what he does. His name is Jesus. 'Cause no other name could ever do what he does. His name is Jesus.
That's who he is. The Lore family. His name is Jesus, if you hadn't figured it out there by the end of that song. Yeah, that's right. The Lore family going to be there with the Coffmans, and they're going to be there with this fella right here. Hey, Donnie Williamson, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Les. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. And have you been listening?
I have been, yeah.
That sounded like real Southern gospel to me. Did it to you?
It was.
So where are you? Are you in Oklahoma, where you're home base out of?
I am in Oklahoma. We did our last Christmas concert on December the 19th, and we're not singing again till New Year's Eve. So I'm sitting here drinking coffee from my family music group, Butler Music Group mug.
Well done.
And, yeah. Well, we just had dinner. My wife got one of those Instapots for Christmas. And so she made pulled pork tonight, barbecued pulled pork and fried okra. And so I just finished dinner to come out here to talk to you.
Well, now, you still have my address handy, don't you?
Had some leftover boiled cabbage from yesterday. So
you still have my address, don't you? You know, that stuff will win, you know. Well, I don't know if you got to hear me talk to Paul Belcher. You know, Paul Belcher, one of the greatest promoters ever in the history of Southern gospel music. Would you agree with that right out of the gate?
I would very much agree with that. Yeah, and one of the most consistent and one of the longest. I mean, he's been doing this 50 years. He was just a kid, like teenager, when he started booking promoting gospel music. Yeah.
He's one of the very best, and he doesn't do it if the artists aren't real. And I mean talented and just a real Southern gospel music artist. And so the fact that he's bringing you in and the Coffmans and the Lore family should be a feather in all your caps. You should, take that as the honor that it is. And I'm sure you are.
You bet we are. In fact, we I visited with Darren about this and the Coffmans too. You know, we don't draw a big crowd like some of the national groups do, but we think that Paul's name being attached to it is going to add validity to the event.
Yeah.
Because just like you said, he's not going to put together something shabby, something that's going to embarrass him.
Yeah.
And, if people come to a Paul Belcher concert, Paul Belcher promotion, it's going to be the real deal.
It is. It is. And yes, his name being stamped to it, it helps bring validity to any artist that's attached to his name, whoever it may be. And that includes the Williamsons, the Lohr family, and the Coffmans, but it also includes everybody else, Hoppers, Kingsman, Triumphant, whoever he's bringing in.
You bet.
Because it's just legitimate, or he doesn't do it. And, as you know, because you're on there as well, he's on my advisory board for Real Southern Gospel, and you are as well. And I thank you for that. So even though he promotes everything, he has a heart and a real desire, and especially, I think, as he is, going into his 50th year, he wants to make absolutely sure that real Southern gospel music, the sounds of the past that are still being recorded by great artists of today, is continuing on in the future. Would you agree with that?
I would wholeheartedly agree with that. In fact, I hope I'm not repeating something. The phone that I use most of the time, I couldn't hear you, so I went and got my wife's phone to log back in. I was gone for a little bit, so I don't know if Paul had already said this, but he told me probably a couple of years ago, Les, that back in the 80s, there were some groups that were just coming on that he heard that he thought really had a spot in Southern gospel music and ought to be promoted. And he said that was a group called the Perrys, a group called Gold City Quartet, and a group called the McCameys. And nobody knew who they were, but he began to book them and promote them. And you see what they became. Yeah. He told me he feels the same way about us, the Lohr family, the Coffmans. And that's one reason he said he put us together on this program, which that sure encouraged me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. And as Andrew Burnett just said, and I'm just going to echo this because he's right. And that is, y'all are top notch, as good, if not better, than any of the others. And you know what? Again, okay, now I'm your producer and I work with you and I have for years and all that. So you expect me to say something like that. However, Paul Belcher is not your producer. He's not your radio promoter. He doesn't have that kind of a business relationship with you like I do, as well as a friendship on top of all that. He's a businessman, and he's going to do the right thing, and he's going to be sure that the artists are top notch and the venue is great and all of the promotions right, because he does it all top notch. And so to you, to the Lohr family, and to the Coffmans, I say, like Andrew Burnett, y'all are top notch and are as good as any of the others. And so to all three of you, I salute you, and I want you to take that for what I mean it to be.
Well, I appreciate that. And I can't say how much I appreciate Paul being willing to take the chance, because most promoters, they want to play it safe. They want to take proven groups that will sell tickets, because Les, you and I both know it's hard enough to break even, much less make money on top level groups today.
Yes, sir.
Much less take somebody like us and put on a program like us where you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to show up. But I think Paul Belcher is going to draw more than us. But we have a lot of friends out that way too. I got a message the other day. There's a group coming from Pigeon Forge, bringing a group from down there coming to see us, and we've got folk we sing at some churches down there. They're coming, so we're going to have some people there. Good.
And I hear you're going to have a guest piano player that's going to try to be there.
Well, that's sure my hope.
Well, don't tell them who it is, because we want to get a crowd out there, not drive them away. I'm going to try to go and tickle the ivories with the Williamsons at night. That'll be fun for me. So. Amen. Well, I'll tell you what, Donnie, don't run away. I'm going to play a couple of Williamson songs, and I'm going to play a couple of songs that that you were blessed with your group to take to the #1 spot in Southern gospel music. And I wanted to play a couple of those #1s. You know, the Coffmans and the Lore family, they haven't had that yet, but they're going to have them one day, and probably on a day that's very, very soon to now. And so, but for you have been blessed with that. And I just wanted to share some of those #1 songs and the quality of ministry and musicianship and all that the Williamsons have. And this will be the kind of stuff that you will hear when they go to Maryville in February 19th. So I'm going to play, I'm going to do Every Moment, Every Mountain, Every Mile. And this will bless you. It blesses me every time I hear it. Donnie, don't run off. We're going to keep talking. Les Butler here live with Les, talking to Donnie Williamson, talking about the Future of Southern Gospel Music event coming up February 19th in Maryville, Tennessee. Here are the Williamsons.
There are days my heart feels heavy, and I struggle now and then. But victory with Jesus is always sweet. If I could go to the places I've already been, I'd do it all over again. Amen. I would face every moment that He's brought me through. Climb each mountain I've already climbed. Every step I have traveled, He's been faithful and true. So I'd walk them again by His side. Every moment, every mountain, every mile.
This is real, folks.
Many times it was a struggle, trusting what I could not see. But each time He worked all things for my good. So I would walk by His side through each triumph and trial. Every moment, every mountain, every mile. I would face every moment that He's brought me through. Climb each mountain I've already climbed. Every step I have traveled, He's been faithful and true. So I'd walk them again by His side. Every moment, every mountain, every mile. Every step I have traveled, He's faithful and true. So I walk them again by His side. Every moment, every mountain, every mile. Every moment, every mountain, every moment, every mountain, every mile.
Brother Donnie, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Hold my mule while I run.
Isn't that a great song?
Lord have mercy.
You know, I remember when that song was sent to us, we had already selected our our songs for the project. But Joel Lindsay, one of the writers of that song, sent that to us. I said, guys, we've got to adjust something. We have to do this song.
Yeah.
And it's one of the greatest songs we've ever done.
Honestly, I'm going to call it the way it is for me. That's one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in the history of Southern gospel music. Period. That's my
so honored. You know, that's something else that's been such a blessing to us that some of these top writers. I mean, that was about 3 heavy hitters.
Yeah,
Joel Lindsay, Jeff Bumgarner, and Wayne Hahn.
Yeah,
and that we would get songs like that. They didn't hold them back. For somebody going to sell more CDs than us is an amazing thing. But we're very blessed. Very blessed.
Well, and again, that goes to, and I'm not just, I'm just not trying to just, throw all the accolades toward you in the group, but it does say whenever top writers, top publishers will give you top songs like that they believe in what you're doing. And Paul Belcher falls into that same category. He believes in what the Williamsons are doing, what the Lohr family's doing, and what the Coffmans are doing. And that's why he's putting his money where his mouth is, and where in his name and his work ethic is all tied to all of this. And that's why he booked this date for February 19th, Maryville, Tennessee, paulbelcherconcerts.com for more information on that. Now, while I'm thinking of it here, because I saw him say something, let me see. Gary Hawley said something a while ago. Let me see. I can't quite find it now. Anointed song. Gary Hawley, thank you. Andrew Burnett. What did he say there a second ago? I want to try to find it because it caught my attention. And I want to... do you know him?
He said, "Well, Glory, that's a great song."
Do you know him, Donnie?
I've seen him, but I can't say that I know him.
Okay, well, he has the other 2 groups booked at his church, and so I'm here just putting a full court press on him right now to book you all.
Where is he?
I don't know, Gary. Where are you from? I don't know. Let's see if he can answer that for me if he's still on.
I just pulled up his profile here. Let's see.
Gary said, "I agree with you, Les Butler." See, he's agreeing with me on what I'm saying about y'all and that song and so forth. So
he's in Maryville, I believe.
Oh, well, good night. We can't do that because we can't go against Paul Belcher if that's where he's from. We can't do that, Gary. I'm sorry. I want the Williamsons to come to your place, but we can't do that because we can't do that to our buddy Paul Belcher. We'll have to look at that some other year.
Hey, Les, you're wrong.
Yeah. What?
We're singing for him already that Sunday morning afterwards. Paul set it up.
Oh,
I didn't recall the name because I've not met him.
Oh, wow. So if the promoter does that, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I asked Paul, I said, Paul, are you sure that's going to be okay with you? I mean, we don't want to do anything to harm the concert. He said, no, it was fine with him. And in fact, he's the one that kind of put it together.
Well, good deal. If I can stay over,
Holly, we look forward to meeting you now.
I might go play with you that Sunday morning then, if it's right there in town. Okay. Can I sleep on the couch in your all's hotel room?
Oh, I got a bunk set for you.
Okay. All right.
Did you sleep on a bus?
It hadn't been that long. It hadn't been that long. I've traveled with a bunch of folks there, Donnie, over the years. Believe me, I've logged plenty of miles on a bus, so it hadn't been that long. I know where the bunk is. I know how to get in and out of them. Just don't give me that top bunk. I can't get into that anymore.
No, I got you one on the floor. I know how.
That's a good one. I can get on the floor and roll over into the thing and roll out. Okay. Well, let's see here. I need to call it quits. I'm going to play another song here from the Williamsons. But Donnie, thank you for spending some time with me, and God bless you.
Thank you, Les, and all those folks that you mentioned that have had a part in our ministry. No one's had any bigger part than you, and we feel like you're a heavy hitter ourselves, and we thank you for believing in us.
Well, you're kind, but thank you for saying that. Love you, Donnie. Say hey to the gang.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. Donnie Williamson of the Williamsons, boy, doing a great job there. And I said I was going to play another Williamson song. I don't know if this one was number one or not. We're starting to rack up some number ones with the Williamsons. All I know, though, is I love this one, so I'm going to play it. It's called Jesus, What a Wonderful Name. Boy, somebody say amen to that. Jesus, what a wonderful, wonderful name. The Williamsons live with Les. Got a couple other things we're going to do tonight. Don't run off. Here we go.
Some call it progress, and we must conform, or we will be left by the change. New world religion serves the God of their choice, but salvation still comes in one name. That name is Jesus, the sweet rose of Sharon, spotless and pure Lamb of God. Jesus, the Lion of Judah, the promised Emmanuel, God's Son. Jesus, our Lord and Creator, who witnessed and conquered the grave. Jesus is world's only Savior. Jesus, what a wonderful name. All the great leaders who sleep in their graves one day will bow and proclaim that He's Lord of all glory, the crowned King of kings. All creation will thunder His name. That name is Jesus, the sweet rose of Sharon, spotless and pure Lamb of God. Jesus, the Lion of Judah, the promised Emmanuel, God's Son. Jesus, our Lord and Creator, who witnessed and conquered the grave. Jesus, this world's only Savior. Jesus, what a wonderful name. Jesus, the sweet rose of Sharon, spotless and pure Lamb of God. Jesus, the Lion of Judah, promised Emmanuel, God's Son. Jesus, our Lord and Creator, who witnessed and conquered the grave. Jesus is world's only Savior. Jesus, what a wonderful name. Jesus is world's only Savior. Jesus, what a wonderful name. Jesus is world's only Savior. Jesus, what a wonderful name.
Real Southern gospel from a real Southern gospel group, the Williamsons. Jesus, what a wonderful name. And Donnie reminded me, number 4 there in the singing news, but it was number 1 on a bunch of radio station charts. And it doesn't matter. That's such a great song. I'm playing it. That's the way it is. I'm trying to get my camera back in focus. It's out of focus. I've scared my camera to death. My camera got a good look at my face and it got out of focus. It said, what in the world is that? Let me see who all's on here. And I'm going to play one more song here. And we're going to do a couple other things yet. Gary, Oakland Baptist Church. All right. Got it. Let me see. He's been friends with Paul since the 70s in Michigan. Gary, I don't know that I would tell many people that. Oh, I'm kidding. Patty, loving this song. Megan, love Jesus. What a wonderful name. Amen to that. Let me see. Andrew, Glory. Everybody's having church here on that song. Great music from the Williamsons. Yes, Scott Edwards. Amen to that. Les Butler, I have Fields of Grace in February and Kevin Spencer in March at my church. Gary, you're doing it right, man. I love them both. Fields of Grace. Kevin and I go back to literally, we were teenagers together, kicking around with each other. Yeah, man, way to go, Gary. Well done. Hey, send me your information just in case I want to come and see you sometime and be in service with you. Okay. Email me, Les, LES at butlermusicgroup.com. Now, my friend, Nathan Morris, sent me something in the mail and I got it today. And I just want to thank him publicly right here in front of God and everybody. I want you to look at what he mailed to me. New vinyl from Greater Vision, the double album that they just released and did a limited run on, and he purchased this for me. Look at this double spread right there. Let me see if I can get all of that going there. You can see some of it anyway. Would you check that out from my friend, Nathan Morris? What about that? Nathan, man, I just want to, again, thank you publicly. And what a wonderful gift. God bless you, Nathan. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play something from that vinyl right now. How about that? We'll play some vinyl from the Vinyl Vicar. Kevin Kruger calls me the Vinyl Vicar. And so I'm going to play something from this Greater Vision vinyl right now. What do you say? Here we go. Greater Vision. Listen to it. Listen to it. Did you hear the vinyl? I love it. Walking on the Water he made. This is a good song from Greater Vision here on Live with Les.
They gathered round the tomb of their beloved. 4 days since Lazarus had passed. Lord, we thought that you were never coming. You've waited much too late to bring him back. Jesus spoke the word and Lazarus heard him. Rose up from the place where he was laid. There amidst the tears and celebration, seems I heard a grateful someone say, it's not a miracle when you're the one who made it all. It's not unusual for God to overcome. It's not unnatural for nature to obey his call. Creation sings but one creator's song. The bread of life owns the bread he multiplies. The body's maker and healer are the same. So when he comes a-walking on the water, he's only walking on the water that he made.
Love it. Well done, Rodney.
Now you may feel that God is late to help you. You've prayed and prayed, but answers never come. Losing faith that he will ever rescue. You're overwhelmed with what he's left undone. Friend, if you'll remember all he's promised, doors will always open in his time. And when he steps into your stormy water, every doubt you've had is left behind. It's not a miracle when you're the one who made it all. It's not unusual for God to overcome. It's not unnatural for nature to obey his call. Creation sings but one creator's song. The bread of life owns the bread he multiplies. The body's maker and healer are the same. So when he comes a-walking on the water, he's only walking on the water that he made. It's not a miracle when you're the one who made it all. It's not unusual for God to overcome. It's not unnatural for nature to obey his call. Creation sings but one creator's song. The bread of life owns the bread he multiplies. The body's maker and healer are the same. So when he comes a-walking on the water, he's only walking on the water that he made. When he comes a-walking, He's only walking on the water that he made. When he comes a walking, he's only walking on the water that he made.
Walking on the water that he made. Oh, I love that. Rodney Griffin, sir, you are such a great writer. And I just got to do this for Rodney and all of Greater Vision for that matter. Wow. And by the way, that, boys and girls, was real Southern gospel music. And speaking of that, see that sign over my shoulder? It says coming January 3rd. That's a week from tonight at 7 Central. We flip the switch. We go live with real Southern gospel radio. Now, the apps that we're going to have for Google and Apple, your smartphone, may or may not be ready by then. I don't know. We're working hard on all of this, but it may not be ready by then. But we're going to be on. You're going to be able to hear it. You're going to be able to stream it, and we'll give you all the information on what to do. You can go to realsoutherngospel.com, and there'll be a link there, and you can listen starting at 7 o'clock next week, on this very day, a week from today. Now I may go on live with Les at 7 o'clock, do a big introductory thing, and we may not flip the switch till 8 or 9 o'clock that night. So kind of hang with me here, Monday night, 7 o'clock, live with Les. We're probably going to have some guests with us live here in the studio, and maybe even on video conference as well. And I'm working on several special things. So it's going to be a big night a week from tonight, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And we're going to flip the switch sometime there during the Live with Les show on the radio station, the Real Southern Gospel Radio. Okay? It's going to be something for real Southern Gospel fans. I promise you that. Yes. Okay. What else can I do? Okay. So we wanted to get to 970 by the end of tonight subscribers on the YouTube channel. So let me talk to some folks here. Gary Hawley, if you're still on, would you do me a favor? Go to youtube.com right now, type in Real Southern Gospel and hit subscribe. And hit the little bell there by the subscribe. And every time I go on live, you'll get a prompt saying that I'm on live. Would you do that for me right now, Gary? If you're not already a subscriber, maybe you are. If you are, here's what I'd like for you to do. Scott Edwards, Nathan Morris, Donnie, Gary, Andrew, if just you 4 or 5 would get a hold of somebody right now tonight, a friend, a pastor friend, a relative, a neighbor, that you know loves the kind of music that you just heard tonight on Live with Les, and tell them to go to youtube.com, type in Real Southern Gospel and hit subscribe. We'll get to the 970 mark tonight. The goal is to get to 1,000 by Friday night, December 31st, Friday night at midnight. Okay? We're so close. We are 34 away from that. But to keep the pace that we need to keep it on to get to that mark, we need to be at 970 tonight. We are 4 away, but Gary's going to do it, so that'll be 3. Scott said, I have sent 5 texts and 2 have confirmed. Scott, you're a good man. Scott's getting after it. Voice of Truth Quartet Scott is getting the job done. And thank you. By the way, thank you for the Christmas card and the blessing as well. Scott, thank you. Honestly, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so go do that. We got to hit 970 by tonight. What else do I need to tell you? Anything else I need to tell you? Go to the store. Would you go to the store, get a mug, get a T-shirt? There are other things there that you can get that will help us to fund this Real Southern Gospel effort. I'm funding the radio station. I don't have partners, financial partners and all that kind of stuff. I'm well over 20 grand out of pocket on this. And I've got a few folks that's helped me. And to that, I say thank you. And some of them are on tonight and some, and next Monday during the show, I'm going to be sure and thank every single one that has helped out even just a little bit. Because every little bit helps. Little as much when God is in it, and you know that. But if you'll go to the store, there are other things there that you can do. There are 4 or 5 packages there that you can choose to help us in the Real Southern Gospel effort. And so if you would be so kind as to do one of them, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can do, I would appreciate it. Adopt Today. Would you like to adopt today on the radio station? It's $25 for the day. Adopt Today, and we announcements on behalf of you for maybe you want to just adopt today in honor of your spouse, a husband or a wife or a grandmother or a grandfather or a pastor that has blessed you, or just to shine a spotlight on the Lord Jesus Christ and give him the glory. Whatever you want to do, $25 a day for Adopt Today. If you want to do that, more information, would you just either email me or call me? Email Les, LES, at butlermusicgroup.com, or you can call 615-218-0517, 615-218-0517. Brother Gary, that website is youtube.com, and type in Real Southern Gospel. Okay. And then hit the subscribe there. Okay. Let me get a fresh look here. We're still at 966. I still need 4 more by the end of tonight. Come on, Brother Gary, go do it. What else can I tell you? I think that's about it, boys and girls. Rebecca says this Greater Vision CD is on my CD player at home in at the moment. I got a hip replacement today. Oh, Rebecca, how did it go? I'm in the hospital. Thanks for the prayers. God bless you, Rebecca. I know they have you walking around already, because I've got some friends that have had a hip replacement just in the last week. And sure enough, they had them walking around that same day. God bless you. Hey, Brother John, look what a friend of mine mailed to me today and gave me as a gift. Brand new vinyl from Greater Vision, your favorite group right there. Yep. And by the way, Brother John, thank you, Brother John. I appreciate that. That right there, you just might see that very thing one day. You never know. We're done. Brother John, have a good night. God bless you. And just finished my request. Good. Email it to me, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you. God bless you all, and have a good night. All right. See you down the road, Lord willing.